All right, hey guys, this is Tommy here. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we do. I
Okay.
do.
Hey Nick, how's it going?
Good. How are you? Are you doing
Good, doing good so far. Yeah, guys, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a chat function down at the bottom. If you click it, it brings up a chat page on the side of your video screen. Just to keep everything as organized as possible, we're gonna have everybody muted on the video. And then what we'll do is on the side of the chat, just mention that you have a question, and then we're just going to go in order of how everyone says, whatever order the questioning ends up being. And then what we'll do is we'll unmute that person to ask the question, and then we'll just go from there. So hopefully this works out pretty well. Sam Pell, we're going to go ahead and start with you. So Zach's going to be the one that's controlling the mics and everything. So Zach, do you mind unmuting her for a second?
Okay, does this work? Hey Nick, how are you?
good? How you doing?
Good. Just wanted to check in with you and your family just to see how you guys are doing during this pause.
Yeah, we're doing good actually. I mean, I think it's not the ideal situation, but I think you just gotta do what you gotta do about it. I mean, it's the same situation for everybody, and obviously, I think for us here, I mean, luckily we got a backyard, and the weather's been pretty nice. So I think it's important to get outside, move around, and even if restrictions are you stay home as much as possible, but you can move around at home or take a walk and stuff like that. So keep your mind and brain straight.
Thank you.
You have another question?
I mean, I guess so. I know your fiance was pregnant. She's due in April. How has that been?
Yeah, no, she delivered actually a couple of days ago.
Congrats.
So, yeah, thank you. So father of 3 now. So we came home actually 2 days ago. So everything was great, and I mean, I know it's been a lot of talk about the hospital people, how important they are, and I think they did a great job with us. I know it's not the ideal situation to be in a hospital at this time, but no, I mean, everyone that sacrifice for them and make people deliver and or in case they're sick. I mean, God bless them.
Mm-hmm. Name for your new child?
What's that?
Name for your new baby?
Name is Alizi.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks to Sergey. Next question goes to Stephen Wino. Stephen, please go ahead.
Hey, Nick. Thanks for doing this. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
So I know obviously a lot of guys are spending time at home as stay-at-home dads. What is this like for you, kind of doing that full-time and not having kind of the job and the rent to go to?
Yeah, I think obviously it's a little different. I mean, we're used to be on the road, travel a lot, and on the go at all time. And I mean, just look at every other business around or everyone else that's working and traveling a lot. I mean, I think it's a different situation for all of us, but at the same time, I mean, I think we got to keep be positive about it. I mean, I think if everyone is doing the recommendations, I think this will be over soon, and hopefully we all can go back to work soon. I mean, I think, yeah, I mean, I it's different, that's for sure. But at the same time, I mean, you get some quality time that you probably never have had before. So, but at the end of the day, you just got to be positive about it.
Thanks, Nick. Next question goes to Rob Carlin. Rob, please go ahead.
Hey, Nick, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. 2 questions. One, if and when the season does return, what would you like to see happen? Would you like to see a couple of games, maybe regular season, to get your body and mind back into it, or would you rather just kind of hop right into the playoffs and try and redline it as quick as you can?
I mean, first of all, I think it's important that maybe we got to have some sort of camp if this is going to be able to start again, hopefully. But I mean, I think and then to be fair, I mean, I think that the teams that maybe it's not in the playoff or are already eliminated, I mean, I think they got no shot. After that, I think you just got to make it as easy as possible. But you got to have some exhibition games before, I think, because otherwise, jumping straight into the playoffs, it's going to be a little tough, I think.
Thanks, Nick. Next question goes to Tarek. Tarek, please go ahead.
Hey, Nick, looking on Twitter here the last few days, there have been some pretty funny comments from players about the team text thread. I assume you guys have one?
Yeah.
Give me a funny story, man. Who's funny? Who talks a lot? Who's just chiming in at odd hours about stuff?
Honestly, I think our chat has been pretty quiet. Only post that I really notice is we got 3 new babies, so it's been baby pictures. So everything is about that now when you're stay-at-home dad.
Thanks, Nick.
Bro.
Next question goes to Moises with Telemundo. Moises, please go ahead.
Hey Nick, how you doing? In case we do resume this season, how would you feel about playing without fans? And second, have you talked to any athlete in another sport?
So the first answer is it'd be really tough to play without any fans because that's pretty much they're everything to us. And I mean, I think without fans, the atmosphere they bring, I mean, I think it'd be really tough. But looking at it on the other way, I mean, if we can get started, I mean, we can get some hockey on the television. I think I mean, I've been looking around at the TV channels these days and there's absolutely nothing on, just old games, which is, I mean, first couple of days is fun, but it gets boring after a while. So you want to play and you want to get back to work as everyone else, but it'd be really tough to play without the fans. But if that's the restriction from all the people who higher up than us, we kind of have to accept it. And I've been texting a little bit with Ryan Zimmerman actually, and how their situation is. So it's the same there. I mean, they're just sitting around waiting and hope for the best. I mean, I think he said he's working out a lot, and hopefully their season can get going too. I mean, we all want the same goal here. So either you're in sports or other business, it's I feel like we want to get going.
Thanks, Nikki. Next question goes to Tom Galletti. Tom, please go ahead.
Hey, Nick. Congrats on the baby.
Thank you.
Just wondering, how difficult do you think it will be to kind of jump back in here? I know there'll probably be some kind of training camp, but it's going to look like it's going to be like at least a couple of months before you play games. How do you think it's going to look as far as for you guys playing and trying to jump into games? You really can't even skate together or do anything right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think for answering your question, I think obviously a little small training camp would be huge, and maybe just a couple exhibition games too. So I think, I mean, I feel like no one knows that when we're going to return, but at the same time, I mean, you need to do the best out of the scenario. And if that's the case scenario that we're going to jump right into the playoffs, I mean, you obviously have to have a couple of weeks to get practice before, because I mean, I see a lot of guys are working on their stick handling on Instagram and stuff like that, but that's not the same.
Thanks, Nikki. Next one, I'm going to go to Adam with Washington Times. Adam, please go ahead.
Thanks so much. Hey, Nick. it's one quick thing and then one question. How do you spell Alize?
Alizee.
Okay, thanks. That wasn't going to be my first
I
guess.
can put it in the chat there.
Oh, cool. Okay. Well, thanks very much. I also just wanted to ask, for your family who's in Europe, obviously the U.S. has been hit very hard now by the virus, but is the rest of your family doing okay in terms of the pandemic, whether they're here in Europe, etc.?
Yeah, they're doing fine for now. Actually, my fiance was gonna have her family come over here when the third baby arrived, but unfortunately they closed the border, so that's a tough hit for us. But at the same time, I mean, I think it's all about being safe, and so far they're doing good. I mean, I think all over Europe plus US together, I think they're, I don't know, keeping the rules pretty much the same and trying to avoid, I don't know, being out too much and meeting other people. So so far so good, but it's all about healthy, you know.
Thanks, Nikki. JJ, you're up next. JJ, I'm not sure we can hear you. You want to try again? Okay, we can skip JJ for now. Chip, we'll go to you.
Hey, Becky, congrats on the baby. I'm muted by host. It says I'm muted by host.
You're good. We can hear you.
Okay, you can hear me? All right, cool. Congratulations on the new baby. My first question is this. How have you been able to pass the time with streaming shows, which leads into my follow-up question. Do you believe Lars Eller would make a good Tiger King? Because I'm trying to get a different angle on all this.
Yeah, I think he would be very good Tiger King. I haven't seen the show. I've seen the trailer, but I mean, his nickname, that's right up his alley, I think. And I mean, I think Netflix it's been pretty hot on everyone's list these days. So yeah, but I mean, I think Lars Eller, that'd fit in pretty good, I think, wrestling against tigers.
Thanks.
No problem.
Okay, go next to Rob Corwin.
Yeah, so just to follow up on something that you actually said recently, on your post-game interview with Taryn after your hat trick the other day, you said it's amazing what you can do when Ovi isn't yelling for the puck all game long. I just was wondering if you could maybe expand on that a little bit and what it's really like.
You know what? I felt so awkward doing that interview, to be honest. And I'm like, I gotta try to make this funny as possible. I don't know how to answer questions about simulation games. That was obviously a joke, and I mean, I think looking at it, I mean, he's never yelling for the puck. He's just that good of a goal scorer, and I'm happy to give him the puck every time too. I was just trying to make that funny interview, but I don't know, twist it however you want, I think.
Thanks, Nikki. Guys, before we go to Rob Corwin, I'm going to try going back to JJ again. JJ, please go ahead. Yeah, I don't think it's working. All right, Rob, please go ahead.
I just asked my question, so someone else can get a shot now.
Baby, you're up.
Here we are. I'm looking wonderful, I could see. All right, Nick, my question for you is, I'm wondering what your questions are, what you're wondering about with the potential return. If you come back this summer, what do you think about as far as either concerns or questions you may have regarding those possibilities?
Yeah, well, I think the scenario is pretty unknown right now, but at the same time, I think as we were pretty close to the playoffs, you obviously want to finish the season with the champion. Doesn't change anything. So whether we play midsummer. I mean, you want to do it. You want to have a champion this year, if possible. That's for sure. And I think we're pretty unknown what's going to happen. I mean, I think we're just following the directions from the government and the league. I think so. But best case scenario would be for us to finish the season, whether it's in summer or pretty soon.
Thanks, Nikki. Guys, we're hearing some background noise, so if just make sure you're on mute, please, when Nikki is talking.
It's probably my kids.
Oh, okay. All right, we'll go to Barry Saruga. Barry, please go ahead.
Hey, Nick, thanks for doing this. I'm wondering what you miss most. Do you miss it? I know the grind of the season can be tough sometimes and it gets old, but what do you miss about the game right now?
Well, you miss obviously playing games. I mean, in front of the fans, and you miss hanging around the boys in the locker room. I mean, I think that's such a big part of why you're in sports, I think, or team sports. I mean, competing, play for each other. I mean, traveling, away games, home games, like everything. It's just pretty hard. But at the same time, I mean, I think we're sitting in the same boat here, and you just gotta get some quality time with your family too, and a lot of activities. So you know it's gonna get better, and we're all gonna get back to normal life soon.
Thanks, Nikki.
No
the JJ typed this question here, so I'm just reading them for you. Just want to look back at March 12th and what that was like. Everything went so fast from the outside looking in. Was it that fast for the players? You guys had a game that night, and morning skate was canceled. Then the game. Just what was that timeline like for you guys, and what that day was like?
Yeah, I mean, I think looking back at it, when we came there that morning, I think we all knew that the game was going to be canceled, because we started hearing about it, and government starting shutting down things. So we were basically just waiting for NHL to make a announcement, and the NBA did it before, so we kind of knew it was going to happen. But it was weird. It was coming into like a game day. You're trying to get prepared, but at the same time, you're like, oh, is it going to be a game, or what's going on? Like, are we going to play with no fans? But yeah, it was just a weird day, I think. And after that, it's just been, all right, go home. See you later. So it was kind of awkward back then, but at the same time, now we know why.
Thanks a lot, Nikki. Sam, I'm going to go back to you. Sam, please go ahead.
Yeah, I guess I was just wondering, Nick, for you, has it been hard to balance it all, I guess, making sure that everyone in your family is safe and you're taking care of all that, while maybe also trying to keep your mind on hockey if you guys do have to resume, and how to, I guess, balance that and compartmentalize that in your head?
Yeah, absolutely. I think I mean, obviously you want to keep everyone safe and stuff, but at the same time, I think it's important these days, whether you're family or individual, like you're an athlete. I mean, I think it's important to exercise and keep your mind straight. I mean, I think that helps in these situations. So, I mean, for us as family, I mean, we're out riding the bikes, running, doing a lot of exercises just to get everyone involved and moving around. I think that's the big thing. I mean, me personally, I can't sit around for too long, and my kids can't either. So, I mean, playing baseball in the backyard, using the pool a lot. So, I think that's the most important thing. I mean, obviously, no one knows what's going to happen, how this is going to turn out, but be positive, and I think we'll get going pretty soon. I mean, you never know when it's going to start either, like you said. So you got to keep that in mind.
Thanks a lot. We'll go to Mike Vogel next. Vogues, please go ahead.
Hi, Nick. First off, congratulations on the newborn.
Thank you.
My question is, you've been through, bye weeks. You've been through a lockout. You missed a half a season with a concussion. You've had long periods away from the game before. How does this feel different? How do you reconcile how different this feels compared to those, or compared to an off season?
I mean, I think the biggest difference is when you're hurt, or when you have a bye week, you have a goal in mind. You know when you're going to start again. But now these days, I mean, I think I mean, no one knows when we're going to start again, and no one knows if we're going to finish the season. No one knows anything. So you just got to, I don't know. I mean, do what you normally do. I mean, exercise and hang out at home and be safe. That's the biggest reason right now. So I would say that's probably the difference between them.
Thanks, Nikki. We'll take our last two questions. We'll go to Moises, then Chip. Moises, please go ahead.
Hey, Nick, at the beginning of this season, did you ever imagine that you would be in a situation like this? I know that the media can sometimes be all up in your face after a game or after practice, but doing interviews via Zoom or other platforms, what are your thoughts on that?
It's kind of nice, eh? I like it. I like it way better than seeing you guys every day. It's better than the computers. No, it's obviously like you couldn't imagine this. I don't think so. But I mean, at the same time, I mean, what are we gonna do? Like, I mean, I know probably Zoom as a business probably doing good. So, I mean, I think you just got to do best case scenario. I mean, obviously we're all sitting home and waiting for the best, but I cannot imagine this, and I cannot imagine how big this has turned out, like a worldwide problem with like everyone staying inside. But I mean, I think that's probably the right thing to do to make this go away so we can go back to our normal life. But I mean, as we all heard, it's going to be a battle for every business and stuff like that. So that's very unfortunate.
Thanks, Nikki. We'll go to Chip and Tom Galletti to wrap us up. So, Chip, please go ahead.
Nikki, to kind of piggyback off of what you were talking about of staying inside and making smart decisions, what has been your kind of take of how everyone is stepping up in a lot of ways, whether it's nurses, doctors, or volunteers to try and help combat this, considering they're putting their lives on the line as well?
Yeah, it's amazing. And you see it every day. I mean, you see how many new cases of this virus going out too. So all the nurses, doctors that's involved in the hospital. I mean, I was just at the hospital, so I know how good they were doing and how helpful they were. And I mean, without them, I mean, it's going to take a lot longer. So I mean, they're sacrificing themselves for others, which is probably one of the nicest thing that a human being can do. So God bless them, and thanks for the help.
Thanks a lot, Nikki. Well said. And the last one, Tom Galletti, please go ahead.
Yeah, Nick, you guys obviously your first place in the division. You probably feel it, even though you were maybe playing your best before the break here, you're probably feeling pretty good about your chances to try to go and win the cup again this year. Is there any concern for you just maybe, if this doesn't get resumed, missing out on an opportunity with the group that you have, and you and Obi, and who knows what's going to happen with Braden after this? Is this any concern? How do you feel about that if you can't get this resumed?
Yeah, I mean, I think in case we're not gonna resume. I mean, it's obviously tough, but we'll see what's gonna happen. I mean, no one knows what's gonna happen. I mean, you obviously know with the salary cap situation, it's gonna be different for every year. But I mean, I feel like we we got a great core group here. It's been here a long time, and hopefully we can keep it the same, because we've been through it. We won before, and you want to do it again. So that's how our mindset is all the time. So I think that's just, hopefully we can keep the same. And I mean, I know the one that should probably ask this question to is Mac, but yeah, I mean, I like our chances this year. I mean, I think we're a good team, and I mean, we have been playing pretty good, even though we haven't been that good lately. And I actually forgot that we're in the first spot in our division, but that's good.
Thanks a lot, Nicky. Thanks again. Appreciate your time, and thanks everyone for joining us. Continue to stay healthy and safe, and we'll see you guys next week. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Be safe.